Hello everybody, I'm here today with Mark Starkey, the CEO of Clevertouch Technologies. Hello Mark.
Hi Adrian, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Thanks for coming into London. We're in your studio gallery area.
Yes.
In the Barbican.
Yes.
And it's looking spankingly new.
It is brand new.
Whenabouts did you finish the work?
So we finished just before Christmas. Mm-hmm. We actually opened up a few weeks prior to Christmas. Then obviously we went back into lockdown.
Yes.
So we haven't really opened it up properly to all of our customer base. It's just starting to slowly open up now.
Okay.
It's a great space. We've put a lot of investment into it. We're really showing all of our solution sets. So really looking forward to getting as many customers and partners in as we can.
Yeah, thank you. We've been here a few times doing some filming and bits and pieces. You've got a huddle room,
yes.
a boardroom, it's a working space,
yes.
Hot desking, I think that's the...
Yep.
Is still hot desking still the hot topic?
We still do a lot of hot desking, and actually it's more like in sofa areas now. It's kind of like no desks, so there's no official desks. It's very much sofas, almost like a cafe culture. Mm-hmm. So we didn't want to have like a normal office environment at all. We actually did quite a lot of consultation with a guy who used to be in charge for Apple of all their showrooms globally.
Nice.
And we were like, right, this needs to be like an Apple showroom.
It has that sort of Apple-y feel now you mentioned, that's interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
So actually today as we're filming, it's pretty full with your staff, so they're slowly coming back into the office. If anybody comes to visit it, it's in the Barbican area, it's fantastic. It's really nice outside and inside. Lots of coffee shops which are starting to open around the corner as well. You've got loads of touchscreen things. I think you're probably well known for touchscreen more than anything else.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah. So obviously, Clevertouch is our brand. We've been pushing it very heavily. It's been growing very, very successfully, not just in the UK, globally. Mm-hmm. We've also got non-touch solutions as well. We've done a huge amount of development with our digital signage solutions, integrating that all into our touch screens, and we're seeing significant opportunities in those solution sets.
People in the UK know the brand Clevertouch quite well, but lots of things have happened. You joined, a year ago?
Yeah, I joined just under 18 months ago. I think it was like 8 weeks before COVID hit, right? Okay. And we went to lockdown.
Good timing.
Yeah, great timing. And my first job, I think within 3 weeks, is to hire a new CFO, which happened very, very quickly. We then went into lockdown, and we were actually trying to sell the business. So I joined to help sell the business. The people who owned the business, who had done a fantastic job, Kevin and Nigel, and I think there was a lot of fear that COVID was happening and that the growth of the business was going to be stunted by COVID. We did the exact opposite. So a lot of our competitors were like, okay, lockdown, put people on furlough. We didn't furlough anyone. Okay. We actually invested, we started hiring more people, we carried on selling, and actually we had our best year ever last year.
Right.
So 2020 was our most profitable year ever, even though everyone was in lockdown.
And you seem to be getting lots of traction in the industry. Obviously, was it Boxlight bought you again last year? Yeah,
so we sold to Boxlight in the US. They're a US listed NASDAQ business. Yep. We were actually 3 to 4 times bigger than Boxlight, so it was a bit bizarre.
Okay.
But it's actually worked brilliantly. 3 of us from the Clevertouch side went onto the Boxlight board. So actually, there's myself, there's Sean Marklew, who is our CTO and the kind of founder of Clevertouch, and Pat Foley, CFO. We're on that Boxlight board, and the integration couldn't have gone any better.
Right.
So it's been seamless.
And then you planned it in the same sort of period of time as ISC, which didn't happen this year. You did the rebrand. So all of the subsidiary companies that we know, I can't remember them all, there's too many. Sahara, I think, being one of the key ones, has become Clevertouch Technology. You did a big rebrand.
So basically, we're trying to put everything and our solution sets under Clevertouch Technologies. At a Boxlight level, we actually have a second brand, which is Mimeo, which is all in the US.
Yep.
So in the US, we run with 2 brands, Mimeo and Clevertouch. Outside of the US, we run with both, we're just basically Clevertouch.
Right. And you've also launched, I think as part of the rebrand, so Clevertouch Live. I've been talking to Sean, so I'm a bit geared up on your technology now.
Great.
I could give you a run for your money on the technology, I think. So Sean's told me everything. I don't remember it all, it was far too complicated, but everything's integrated under Clevertouch Live.
Yep, we are very, very excited about Clevertouch Live.
You've got a brand new digital signage system, or not brand new, but a revitalised digital signage system.
Yes, we put a lot of investment into our digital signage solution. It's all part of Clevertouch Live. we are we're now able to do things which many of our competitors can't. Okay, and we're just starting to show this to some of our clients. And you know, we've had customers in here who are literally videoing what we're showing them because they can't believe it.
Right.
So what we can do with Clevertouch Live is very, very exciting, both in the corporate space and in the education space.
Yep. So this has always been cloud-based. What you've got that many others haven't got probably is the touch side of stuff, the interactive.
Correct.
Other people are building that on, or trying to build that on, like reverse engineer it into their digital signage. So that's quite unique, I think. Sean told me that. But we've seen it in action when we came to do some testing here the other day. You had like OPS devices in the back of the computers. You had Zoom everywhere. It was very, very easy to use, very natural. Just
it's very easy to use. I mean, it's mind blowing when you see it. And you know, we show our customers, and obviously we're doing a lot of virtual demonstrations. But when you see one of our demonstrators showing Clevertouch Live and show that, look, we can give an example. This is a customer's website. We can put it on an interactive screen. We then put up a QR code, and we get the customer to go to the screen using their camera. They click the QR code. It brings up their own website, and actually we put interactive buttons. We let them. They can then control our presentation from their mobile, and they could be in another continent, right? It works seamlessly. It's amazing.
Yeah, and we've seen that. Many people don't realise how global you are in nature.
Yeah, very global. We sell into over 80 countries. We're very strong, predominantly in EMEA and the US, but also in Australia. I mean, we're number one market share in Australia. We've come from literally nowhere over the last 12 to 18 months to dominate the US market for IFPDs. So yeah, fantastic.
Cool. So you haven't had much travel since you've been CEO,
No.
I guess, because of COVID, but you would normally be travelling and seeing these bits and pieces.
So as soon as travel restrictions open up, obviously we'll be in the US a lot. We are on the NASDAQ, so I was on the NASDAQ call last night. We announced our Q1 earnings. So we're very international.
And how many employees do you do all this with?
So we have about 200 employees. Broadly speaking, about 70 of those in the US and about 130 in Europe.
Right. So that's quite big.
Yeah, it's a good size.
In our world of digital signage and AV, that's big.
Yeah, I mean, look, we are currently about $160, $170 million business. We will be $1 billion business within 5 years.
Right. Okay. When I ask how many people work in your company, you're supposed to say about half. That's always the answer. Okay. It's a good way to start presentations. But I meant
no, they all work.
They all work.
And actually, it's quite interesting. We have since lockdown, it's like everyone worked from home. There was a lot of, I think, fear that we couldn't work from home. Like, no, actually, we've worked far better from home. There's a lot more flexibility. I actually think people work longer hours. I'm working 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. I'm looking at some of our colleagues over here. She's smiling. Sam, I think she works 24 hours a day. But we've given people a lot of flexibility, and I think they appreciate that.
That's good.
Not a single person. We haven't made a single person redundant. We haven't. No one's left our business over the last 12 months or so. So it's been great.
Very good. So very successful in the last year and a half then since you've joined. Brilliant. Okay, Mark. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.